All right. Let's see if we are in fact live. Yes. I think it's happening.
Why do you have a can of this unopened hot sauce?
Oh, we have to put the audio down. All right. Oh, I see what the problem is. Live. Yes. I actually think it's happening.
Why do you have a can of this hot sauce?
Okay, thanks. Oh, we have to put this. This is the Windows glitch. Ah, crap. Actually, have to leave here because it's coming out. Oh, I see what the problem is. Live. Yes. I actually think it's happening.
Why do you have a can of this hot sauce?
Okay, thanks. See, it's feeding back into it. Have to put this doesn't work. All right. This is the Windows glitch. Ah, crap. I'm just gonna go to the screen here. Actually, have to leave here. Okay. Let's see, and we're bringing this up here. Here we go. So it is live, and here we can see the chat. So let's say hello, all. Who is watching? The problem is I can't be in Sansar at the same time. You know why? Because I cannot mute the audio. So when we're streaming here, they see this image now. We're going live in 2 minutes away from the image. But I cannot be in Sansar because the audio cannot be muted. That is coming in through here.
Oh, so
I bring it in and it loops.
Okay.
Exactly. This is a known glitch with a bunch of laptops. It doesn't happen with the higher end machines, but I haven't thought about that. God damn, that sucks. Because it would be very cool to be in the basement and see what they see. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that would be really nice.
I have another headphones. I can just plug it in.
It doesn't make a difference. The problem is that Sansar always pushes out the audio that is coming in, right? So when they watch in Sansar basement, they watch this stream. Then that audio comes out, and it's picked up by the internal system and being fed back into the system.
So basically, nobody can watch the stream.
They can, but I can't watch.
You can't see the
I
stream.
can't generate the stream and watch it at the same time.
I'm still.
It's hard to conceptualize if you don't see it. But anyway, bottom line is, we cannot be in the basement with them because
outside the basement.
Yeah, because the stream is coming out in the basement and being picked up by my streaming software and pushing back in. Okay, what time is it? Are we live? Yeah. So let's switch to real life. Here we are. Hello there and welcome to real life. I know you guys are in Sansar. This is Trent. He's running away because he doesn't want to be on camera. Okay.
He's going a little bit box.
Well, welcome to Atlas hopping. My name is Draxtor. I'm here in the physical world with Aiden. Aiden, squeeze into the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, we're backlit because this is very cool. My name is spelled like this with a ZX. We're here at an undisclosed location, and we've been to the film festival yesterday. Now, if you're in the basement in Harvest, please do take photos. That would be awesome. I cannot be in the basement right now because the audio is piped through. And before I waste all of our time with explaining this, let's just move on. Now, in the back here, shh, Kayla. I'm doing a live program here. I have 3 viewers right now. My mom, my grandma. Delay with Sansar has you perfectly in sync. DJ Puddles is on the YouTube stream. Thank you, DJ. We're looking at the YouTube. Please do let us know if you're watching this on YouTube. Now, behind us is the real 114 Harvest. Now, the problem is the cops informed us. I wanted to actually broadcast from inside, but you know the cops came and they said, right? Is that right, Aiden? Yes.
No.
Aiden is such an honest dude. So, Aiden, what do you think about all this virtual world stuff?
It uses up a lot of wires.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but like...
You think it's cool, but what's the point?
Not what's the point, just like...
Your brother is not into this stuff. Your brother is into Fortnite and stuff. And
Fortnite's dead. It's dying.
Fortnite is dying, yeah? What's the new thing with you kids?
Well, Red Dead Redemption 2 Online just came out. There's also Destiny 2. They had a new update.
Gamers.
Fortnite just had a new season, but...
But why not create your own world, Aiden? Why play on someone else's...
time.
Ah, it takes time. See, this is the crux. We're actually doing a focus group here with Aiden. We're doing a focus group with the next generation. The next generation has no time. Yeah. They need the stuff to come out of the box, ready to play.
Instant.
Has instant gratification, right?
Like Hot Pocket.
Like a Hot Pocket, right?
Yeah.
Like a virtual world is not a Hot Pocket. A virtual world is like...
Make it yourself.
Exactly. There's like...
Like a make it yourself pizza. Make it yourself
you have
pizza.
to roll the dough, and then you gotta put the stuff out.
Meat and grow it in your backyard.
Yeah. Okay, now switch the seat. Let your mom sit down here, please, Aiden. Because don't despair, folks, because today you're also gonna go Atlas hopping. Daisy Gator, one of the most important shapers of Harvest, is in the basement right now, and Daisy will take you onto a field trip. I will try to go with you, but again, the problem is with the streaming. But I guess if I mute here, well, let's see how it goes. We'll do a little bit of a Q&A, and we'll see if the tenants of the real 114 Harvest come out and run at us and shoot us with BB guns or whatever.
That would be funny.
So Kayla is here. Hello, Kayla. Thanks for joining us in this live broadcast. What do you think of virtual worlds?
Oh, I think...
I mean, we grew up... We didn't grow up together, but the kids grew up together.
Our kids grew up together.
You've known me as being completely obsessed with this stuff.
Oh, yes, that's 100% true.
But do you think, like, it's just a waste of time? What do you think about all this?
Actually, I think I look at it from a different perspective. I don't believe it's a waste of time. I believe it's a way for different groups of people to meet, learn, become more educated, develop different social avenues, experience art in a different way. To me, it's an evolution of human society.
But they also have to be prime. But you're also a teacher, and I know you come from a creative family.
I do.
But how? See, because I know people who watch this, they're gonna oh my god, I'm so bored because now Drax is gonna go up like intrinsic motivation, blah blah blah. But why is it that some people are like, wow, this is cool to make my own stuff, and some people are like, well, it's cool to step through people's minds, what they make, and others are just like, nah, I just want to switch on the telly, and I just want to kind of have it wash over me. Does that have to do with people being maybe just exhausted at the end of like a workday with really shitty jobs, maybe?
Well, it's possible.
Are you born with this gene?
I think every child is born with the ability to be creative and the ability to be outside the box, and it's the way that education, modern Western education, has developed that has stifled kids.
Yeah.
And because of that,
it's the system.
It's basically you're fighting the system, because when a kid is creative and thinking outside the box, most normal Western educated teachers
they find disruptive.
It's disruptive. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? So, like, for example, I was working with a group of kids, and we were working on holiday gifts, and they finished their work, and they're like, well, what can I do? And I'm like, well, use the back of the paper, be creative, do something else. And one out of 36 kids was like, wow, that's fantastic. I don't ever get the opportunity to use something that's not what it was originally intended for. So to me, every single child in that class should have said, wow, I get to do what I want with this. But instead I got, I think I'll read.
But that's where they're already conditioned.
They're already conditioned. So these are 9-year-olds, for goodness sakes. These are 8 and 9-year-olds. So they shouldn't be conditioned that by the time they're 8 years old that they should think within the confines of the paper, or the confines of a book, or the confines of whatever the teacher is telling them. To me, as an educator, you have to give the tools. Give the tools.
There's people off camera, they doing crazy stuff, and the people behind us at 114 Harvest, they're looking out with binoculars, they're looking at us. Are you guys crazy? Hold on, a quick break. YouTube.com/Draxtor/live. If you want to chime in, please use the chat, and we're going to switch to live Sansa in just a little bit, and we're going on a field trip. Don't worry, it's not just us real life geezers talking about boring crap.
Oh no, it's not boring.
Actually, well, I don't find it boring,
I don't
but
either.
they may, because they're totally conditioned by the man. They
It
want
is.
passive.
You know what? It's
My audience just wants passive entertainment. They have absolutely, especially this guy Loki Elliott, who is from the UK. I mean, oh my God, he's the worst. He has absolutely no.
He needs it all given to him.
Exactly.
It's intravenous.
By the way, here, this wonderful hoodie, the 114 Harvest hoodie.
Love it.
The first 3 people who are saying I want one in the YouTube chat right now.
We'll get
Right now, I will send it to you. If you don't want to give away your real life address, I will send it to a box where you can pick it up or whatever. So I don't want to violate any privacy. I'm not like that. But it's the 114 Harvest
Oh, that's sweet.
hoodie.
Oh, I would totally want one. It's high quality too.
It's high quality.
High quality.
And it supports the Drax files, and it supports Atlas hopping. So you have to put into the YouTube chat, I want one. YouTube.com/Draxtor/live, and you put that in there. The first 3 people will go on. I'm going to look at the stream. Oh my God, okay. One is gone. Quickly. And then I will contact you. You can also email me at drax@draxtor.com or send me private IM in Sansar. But we will get in touch, and I will mail one out. Now, the other thing, real quick, and then we'll continue this conversation. Our Digital Selves, My Avatar Is Me, premiered yesterday, close to where we are right now. I'm not going to disclose where it was, but was on the big screen, and it's also on YouTube. Our Digital Selves, a film about embodiment in virtual worlds, specifically Second Life. Daisy Gator is a star of this film. Solas was with me in real life, and we did a Q&A, and it was really wonderful. Please also, if you haven't seen it, this is the commercial break. Please please, your mom is driving me nuts.
No, I think it's funny.
No, please stay. Please leave a comment on Our Digital Selves, and the second hoodie is gone, and we have one more to give away.
Giving it to us.
Yeah, if the third one doesn't come in, I'll give it to these folks here.
We'll take it.
Now, what would you propose to? What you say, I completely agree with you that the system, how it's set up, it does not reward.
The system has created society to be the way it is. My proposition is to give the tools to kids, give them the tools, and do not confine them to societal norms. Give them the opportunity, and they will rise to the occasion. If you give them the tools, they'll be able to. No. Now he's gonna laugh.
No, Aiden, bring down these Star Wars masks. Please take them down. These are awesome Star Wars masks. Please, can you take them down? I want to show them on camera. This is awesome. Kayla, a super good point. But now here's the problem. Don't you think? I mean, you're teaching. You're in the front line.
Oh yes, I am.
Is it not that then the administrators come like, but then how do we evaluate?
Okay, so
right?
you have
how do we evaluate people? We need a system. Like they can't just go willy-nilly.
No. Actually, they can. See, when you give students the tools, they can do both. They can work all of them. They can work outside the box, and they can work inside the box. So they can do traditional education, and they can do an expansion of what we're looking at right now. So to me,
whoa, awesome.
That's from last year. This is the OG from like when I was 5.
This is 5.
So I have no idea what these things are because I don't watch any pop culture.
Well, we have heavy-duty Star Wars people.
This is when you were a kid.
That's not mine.
Is this from Star Wars or whatever?
Yes, this is from the newest Star Wars.
Yeah, there's this guy Loki Elliott who is absolutely not creative. He's probably watching this and he's going like, "Well, Drax doesn't even know who these people are."
This is that is OG version.
OG, yeah.
This is new G version.
No, Mom, you're not talking.
Sorry, let me know. See, and then I get corrected.
That's what they kill people. This is Darth
Nice,
Vader. You should
nice.
know that.
The military-industrial complex in 3 masks or less.
This is
awesome.
like a death squad. I
Death
think.
Squad.
That's just like the
Look at these
regular
people.
trooper that gets killed all
Now,
the time.
Kayla, is this
I don't know
creative that
what
you're
this
just
is.
purchasing like huge like licensed items from Disney's? Does that have anything
No,
to do with
actually,
creative?
no,
What
no,
would your
no,
dad
Craig.
say? Your dad is very creative.
Oh, you mean my father?
Yeah, your
Creative
father.
man?
I think he is.
Oh, of course he is. Well, actually, to me, it's not like I said. You have to provide your kids with all opportunities.
am Kayla's father. Okay, you have to provide kids with licensed crap that you buy at Target
You have to give them. I believe exposure for kids to everything. Not everything. Okay, there is means, but the tools drive creativity. Tools drive creativity. So giving children access and the ability to be creative allows them that opportunity. So without being judgmental of whatever the end product is. So to me, it has to be changed from the ground up. No, hold on a second. It has to be changed from the ground up. So I go in and look at different kinds of teaching styles, and I'm not judgmental of how they're working with their student population, but I influence the end product. And I say to the kids, I don't really care how you create what you're creating. I want to see what you produce at the end.
Kayla, you're much less judgmental than I am. Of course, my regular listeners know that I would then probably say like, yeah, but I don't know, like being inundated with pop culture and just sort of this stuff is just, I don't know, it's like stifling, and it just.
But that's from an adult.
Like makes the machine more like churning and making big
But to me,
bucks,
that's from an adult perspective. That's not from the perspective of a child, because everything from a child's perspective is new. They've never seen it before. They've never experienced it. So from a child's perspective, it's the norm. So to them,
but where is but you gotta take the path from sort of passively buying all these masks and then taking the next step to maybe drawing those masks. Like I was kidding about Loki Elliott, but Loki Elliott is actually a great example of someone who is really steeped in popular culture, but he took the next step of all the stuff that came in, and he pushed it back out in a very creative way. And not everybody is wired that way. And some people are also afraid, like, who's
going to judge me for what this is?
Who's going to judge me? Exactly. And how can I even get started? Because all this other stuff is so good. Look at Pixar, it's so good. I'm never going to get there.
That's where as a parent, as an educator, because this is what I usually say to parents. I said, I only see your child for X amount of days, but the honest truth, you are your child's first teacher. You are the one that's giving them that exposure and showing them different things.
Stand here and do the thing in the background. That's good.
So to me, you have to empower the parents to feel comfortable in allowing their children to do what they want to do.
Because the parents are maybe also afraid that
they're going to be judged by society.
But
they're
also
going to be judged
they
by
may
others.
think that it's a waste of time, because with economic pressure, they may think that, it's a waste of time to kind of doodle and draw, because they need to be focused on the academics. So they get a good job. Am I right?
That does come up, but majority of the students that I work with are kids that struggle academically, severely academically. So the normal quote unquote Western education hasn't worked for them. So if they don't get the kind of support that I give them, or give them the tools so that they can do what they want, they're in society, they won't be looked at as being successful, and they're more likely to head down a path that no parent wants for their child or their children. Where they don't have any employment, they're homeless, they have all these other societal issues that come up because they're not a traditional learner. So my expertise is to walk into a regular Western school and work with students who can't, quote unquote, get the concepts down that are all, like, supposedly they're supposed to reach. And I'm really honest with the kids. I'm like, look, there's some things we need to work on, but that doesn't mean that what your passion is, or what you enjoy, or what you love in life can't be added with this tool. I have one little boy that I'm working with right now that's hyper fixated on the Titanic. And he's 9, and that's all he wants to do. So he built out of teeny tiny Legos. He built out of Legos a full rendition of the Titanic.
That's
out
amazing.
of the miniature Legos, and then he built out of Kleenex boxes a full rendition of the Titanic.
That's awesome.
After it broke to pieces. Wow,
I feel like a jerk that I'm so judgmental with, like, oh, we're just being sort of pushed down by pop culture. But what you're talking about here is pop culture actually enabling someone to come out of their shell
and be able to contribute something to the class. So one of the things we're working on with him is getting him the ability to be able to look up research on the computer and be able to read it or find the tool that it can be read to him so that he can be more knowledgeable about his particular passion. I have another young lady who's hyper fixated on the How to Train a Dragon series. So she loves everything dragons. So she draws dragons. She makes them out of clay. She builds them. She talks about her dragons. She brings her dragons in her pockets every day. And yes, it's part of pop culture, but for her, she doesn't understand a number concept. So one of the things that we're working on right now is to getting her the ability to understand that the number part of it is intertwined with her ability to be creative. It's giving her those tools. And so what I mean by tools is giving you foundational skills so you can do what you want to do.
But you're also taking the kids from where they are. You're not.
I'm not asking them to change who they are as a person.
This is
Absolutely not.
But this is very inspirational because, again, I mean, I really acknowledge that I can be a real snob with this stuff, but it makes with developmentally delayed children,
kids, and even with regular kids, and it's giving the opportunity for our regular kids or our kids that are like traditionally intellectually way beyond their years, giving them the opportunity to be a kid,
right,
and also pursue their passion and be able to do what the traditional teacher wants in the classroom. And telling the teachers, I have this conversation, I think almost at least once a week, is talking to the people that I work with and saying, is it okay that so-and-so wants to have all of their tiny squishy people on top of their desk? I'm like, are they doing the work? Well, yeah. I'm like, who cares? Let it happen. Make them happy.
They allow
their
happiness. At Google. At Google, the senior engineers, they can basically have like Rubik's Cube collection all over the place.
And to me, it's let them have their passion. Their passion will drive their education. Give them that opportunity, and that will drive them forward.
There's a movie, and I don't know that it's called Life Animated.
Yes, I watched it. It was a great movie, fantastic movie. I have a little boy right now that's hyper fixated on Toy Story.
Yeah,
and Toy Story is his motivation.
Yeah,
so we're working with him on being able to, and he is 5, being able to say no, I don't want to do something, or yes, I want to do something, and his motivator,
so we can see
his motivation is a meme of Toy Story.
Wow,
a 30-second meme of Toy Story motivates him to have meaningful eye contact with people and have that 3-sentence conversation. So we're going to try to expand that for him so he gets more and more, but he perceives his life sort of like the Life Animated through Disney movies.
This is very difficult for an elitist snob like myself to acknowledge that pop culture can do something good.
I think pop culture can.
God damn it.
It can. Sorry.
I don't want to be changed. I'm an ideologue. I'm very happy with my
Sorry to be
notion.
The tornado of despair. I apologize for being the tornado of destruction. But in actuality, both can coexist equally in the right frame. And it's getting people that come out of the Western education system that are non-traditional educators. I think when you have teacher mills rolling people through, they don't necessarily have that perspective. So if you had a computer engineer...
And they don't have the skills to think on their feet, I guess, also to be sort of rolling with the punches and just using what's available, right?
No. And that's one of the big things. It's a lot of times when you have people that are traditionally, I'm going to grow up to be a teacher, they have this mindset that this is the way it should be.
Yep.
And like
it is.
It's very formalized and it's very very rigid.
They came up with through the same system.
Yes.
Real quick, this is a fascinating conversation, but I want to, and we can. Let me just check here, folks in the basement. we're going to go on a tour now. I'm going to go back into the basement in Sansar. But first, Aiden, can you run across to
Go, Aiden.
Aiden, can you run across 114 Harvest?
Go.
And knock on the door really
Knock on the
loud.
door fast.
And
Do it. Hurry
and
up.
scream, fire!
No, hell no.
Guys, you want to get your kid arrested? Do exactly what I do.
Go, call Aiden.
Knock on the door, but I won't know.
No, we should. Should we? Are they home?
Nobody, no, they're not home.
They're not home. Okay,
not
come
home.
on. Okay, Aiden, come on. So this is 114 Harvest right there. I can't walk over there because the Wi-Fi. Aiden is going over. Look at that.
Oh, what a.
Are you sure they're not home? Because they're evil. They're not nice people.
No, he's get a
We gotta be
doorbell
honest.
ditch. Oh no, no, they're not home. If they were home, their car would be in front of the house.
Maybe they know what we're doing and they hit their car. Quick, Aiden, quick. He did it. Aiden, you're good. Okay. Now the next step 2. Go back. Knock on the door and say, I am your father. No, it's cool. Okay, guys, that completes the real life portion of this broadcast. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into Sansar, and I'm going to quit here. Aiden, thank you for being on this program.